Our smoke onto is actually pretty easy to create and renders pretty fast. First I will give you a quick preview of the animation, what it looks like. It's a pretty nice effect, I think, and it also renders pretty fast, even on older machines. And yeah, let's get started. First you need the Smoke Pass video file, which is a video file that consists this smoke animation. The original file comes from videocopilot.net. You may already have heard of this site. Link is also in the description. But here comes the problem. Many of my German watchers experienced problems with the original MOV file, so I converted it into an MP4 and uploaded it by myself, but the original credit goes to videocopilot.net. So as already mentioned, the link is in the description and you can download the smoke file there. No extraction is needed, and then you can port it into After Effects by File, Import, File. And then you select your file and you are ready to go. Now here we have our smoke file and we drag that onto the New Comp button. After Effects automatically creates a composition that is based on the properties of the smoke file. So as the file is a 720p file at 25 frames per second, After Effects creates a composition with the same settings. You can check that out via composition settings. So let's say you want to change that, for example to do a full HD comp. Therefore you only need to change the width and the height to the desired values. And for Full HD this is 1920 by 1080 and click OK. So the file is a bit too small, so you select the layer and do right click, transform, fit to comp. And now the file is full HD. So I will undo that for now and work with the original size. So next we need to create our text. Therefore select the text tool, click right in the composition and type something cool. In my case I typed HP Notic, which is by the way pronounced in German HP Notic. And yes, create a nice title. The font I used is named Bank Gothic. You can Google for that, I think it's a free download. Or you can use any font you want, or even an image, what you like. So, here we have our title. Please check that it's not larger than the area that is covered by the smoke. For example, if you create a title like that, it would look pretty ugly, so scale it down that the smoke can cover over it. I hope you understand what I mean. My English isn't that good. So now we have to divide our text in 3 parts. Basically, I will show you these parts in the original example. There's one part where the text is fully revealed. This is just the standard text. Then there is a part where you can't see anything of the text, and in between there's an area where the text is distorted and blended together with the smoke, which is the interesting part. So we will create this using a transition effect and a mask. So let's get back to our composition we work on, and let's first create our transition. Therefore select the text layer and choose Effect, Transition, Linear Wipe. And with transition completion we can now animate the text in and out. But we want the other direction, so we change the angle to -90, like this. Next we will need to set keyframes to animate our text. First we want to be the completion at 100%. Set a keyframe for 100% by clicking the stopwatch. Move forward in time to a bit of the end of the animation. I think it's about 5 or 6 seconds. We will time that up later, and change the value to 0. And bam! we got a pretty nice animation. It's possibly a bit too late, and we want the text to start right in front of the smoke cloud, so we will need to change the position of the keyframes. Therefore you hit U, and now you can take both keyframes and slide them over a bit so the text gets revealed earlier. And you just need to time up that the beginning of the text is right in the thickest part of the smoke cloud. So, next we need to hide this really sharp edge here. Therefore we turn up the feather, and here we go. I will render this out very quickly. It already looks pretty nice, not too bad, but also still a bit artificial, so we will now create the interesting part of our animation, which is a distorted smoke text. Therefore we will need an adjustment layer, so choose Layer, New, Adjustment Layer, and we will name that Distort. Next we will need to rearrange the order of our text. On the bottom there will be our text, right above there will be Distort, and on top there will be the smoke animation. And we will set the mode of the smoke animation to screen, so we can see through. If you can't see mode, just do right click, columns, and check mode. Next we will need to create our mask on the adjustment layer, and we want this mask to animate with the smoke cloud. So select the rectangle tool and draw a very high rectangle shape about this wide. Now we will animate the mask, therefore hit M twice, MM, and it will pop up all mask properties. Double click on the mask, so it should turn gray, and now you are able to move the whole mask around. Set the keyframe for the mask path, then go to the end of the animation, which is at about 5 seconds. Double click again and slide the mask over. After Effects will create a keyframe automatically, and if you select the layer you should see the mask moving with the title. The mask is a bit too slow, so we will select the last keyframe and move it a bit earlier, so that the mask just goes with the title. This is maybe the most complicated part of the effect, to time up all three animations, which means the linear vibe and the smoke and the mask, so that it looks pretty nice. Now we will add our effects. So after you selected the distort layer, choose Effect, Distort, Turbulent Displace, and Effect, Blur, Fast Blur. So first we will deal with the turbulent displace. Turn the amount up a bit and the size down or up, just it looks like smoke. Next we will animate the evolution, therefore hold down the Alt key, that's left from the space key, and click on this stopwatch of the evolution value and type in time star 250. Therefore we don't need to set keyframes, and After Effects will animate the turbulent displace automatically, and it already looks a very bit like smoke. Not really, but we will fix that now. So first, we are very rich of performance, so we will set the anti-aliasing for best quality to high, and if your engine isn't that powerful you may set it to low or set it to high back if you render, but that doesn't really matter. So next we will deal with the fast blur, so check repeat edge pixels and turn up the blurriness until it looks like the smoke. Now we are experiencing another problem, which is the harsh edge between the reveal title and the blur title. You will fix that by going back to the mask properties. If they are covered, just select the layer and hit F, it will turn on the mask feather and turn up that value, and now the blur text gets blended with the reveal text. You may turn it up even more and maybe adjust the timing of the two effects. think the linear wipe is a bit too fast, so select the keyframes and move them over a bit. And maybe increase the feather of the linear wipe as well. Just play around with the keyframes we've set so that the animation looks right for you, or for that what you want to create or must create or whatever. This already looks pretty nice. There's one problem left, and that is that the mask stops too early and leaves this text distorted, and we will fix that by just animating out the distort layer. Therefore hit T, set the keyframe for the opacity, move over a bit and turn it to 0, and everything is nice. At this point it should turn to 0. For the final we just want to colorize it, so select layer, new adjustment layer, call it like color, and then choose effect, color correction, curves. You may also use effect, color correction and hue and saturation. I think it's somewhere here. This one, but if you are cool you use curves, because curves are very cool. So curves are divided into the 3 color channels and the alpha, which isn't interesting for us, but if you want to create red smoke you choose the red channel and punch this up, and go to the blue channel, bring that down and do a slightly S curve in the S channel, and you have nice funky looking smoke. So, one last tip. If you want to create this whole stuff in front of a background like this bricks, you will experience another problem, which is that the bricks are distorted by the adjustment layer as well, because the adjustment layer is affecting all layers below. So to fix that problem, we select all layers except the background. That means all layers we just created during the tutorial, and then choose Layer, Pre-Compose, and call this Title Reveal, and hit OK and change the mode to screen or add or whatever you like, and the problem is fixed. So I will undo that, because we just want to work on the original effect. So now we are finished with this tutorial. I hope you understand everything I wanted to explain you in my best English, and yeah.